Let's bring our focus to the breath. Without forcing the breath, let's notice the qualities of our breath. The depth, the tempo, the temperature of the air. And take a moment to feel grateful for your breath, this prana that gives you life. We have an exchange as we take each breath. I was walking through a park earlier today, thinking about that exchange, inhaling that fresh oxygen from the plants and trees, and exhaling carbon dioxide. That exchange is an even one. The carbon dioxide is taken in as food for plants and trees. Just thinking of that beautiful exchange, the nature around us. Just remembering how connected we are with everything around us. Let's take a breath or two into that knowing or mindfulness of connection, of oneness. And let's begin to deepen the breath. Really enjoying that expansion through the chest, maybe the shoulders. And as you exhale, feel the relaxation down the shoulders and neck, maybe even into the arms. With each round, let's try to make the breath a little fuller. Maybe exhaling nice and slowly if that feels good to you, or if you'd like to try just releasing the air with one big feel free to do that a couple of times and see how that feels. Let's move into Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. So we'll use our right hand. I'm going to mirror you. Lowering the first two fingers, we'll use our ring finger to close off the left nostril, and we'll inhale through the right. And we'll close off with the right nostril with our thumb and exhale left. Let's inhale through the left. Close and exhale right. That's one round. Let's inhale through the right. Close and exhale left. Inhale left. Close and exhale right. Let's continue on. Just doing the best you can. If you get off, don't worry. Just keep going. And try not to rush this breath. If you feel yourself rushing, just remind yourself to slow down, to really enjoy each inhale and each exhale. Let's take one more round. We'll end with an exhale through the right nostril. And letting the right hand float back to the leg or lap. Let's notice any effects from our Nadi Shodhana pranayama, alternate nostril breath. And opening the eyes, let's inhale to sweep the arms out and up, palms touch at the top. Exhale to lower hands to the heart, chin to the chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower fingertips to the mat, chin to the chest. Inhale, lift. Feel free to gaze up if that's comfortable to your neck. We'll exhale to lower hands to the heart, chin to the chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower fingertips to the mat, chin to the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower fingertips to the mat. Inhale, lift. This time we're going to interlace the fingers at the top. We'll exhale to press the palms toward the sky and bring arms forward to round the back. Inhale to lift the arms tall. Again, gazing up if that's comfortable to your neck. Then we'll exhale to bring arms forward, chin to the chest, rounding the back. Inhale to lift. Exhale, arms forward, back rounds. Inhale, lift. This time as we exhale, let's shift the arms to the left side, pressing the right hip toward the mat. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right, left hip presses toward the mat. Inhale to center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale to center. Exhaling left, we'll hold here. Make sure abdominals are engaged and the top arm or the right arm is slightly rolled back. You can keep the gaze straight forward. If it feels more comfortable, you can take the gaze slightly downward. As we inhale, let's come center, then exhale to the right. Again, engaging abdominals, breathing deeply. Left arm is slightly rotating back with that option to take the gaze downward. We'll inhale to center. Exhale to slowly twist left, lowering arms all the way down. We're going to hold here. Right hand can come to the outside of the left knee, or you can bring the hand center. The back hand's going to walk close to us, lengthening the spine. And as we gaze toward the left side, we're going to see if we can engage abdominals and release the arms and keep that same twist. So really using the core to help you stay twisted here. If you'd like to gaze over the back shoulder, if that's comfortable to your neck, go ahead and do so. And then we'll inhale to lift, untwisting. Exhale to twist right, lowering arms all the way down. Left hand can come to the outside of the knee as we find our alignment here. Back hand walks close to us, lengthening the spine. And then if you'd like, relaxing the arms and holding the twist using the core. Again, that option to gaze over the back shoulder. Let's take a couple of more big breaths here. We'll inhale to slowly lift and exhale to release. Let's move any props that we may be using underneath us. And bringing the feet forward, we're going to find our boat pose. So you can take hands behind the knees, squeezing knees close, or you can release the arms out to your sides, whichever works for you. Let's begin to shift back, lifting the feet, maybe just an inch or two off the mat, or you can lift so shins are parallel to the mat. If you're feeling extra ambitious today, feel free to try straightening the legs. So stay where you feel comfortable and you're honoring your body tonight. Remember to keep the heart lifted here. If you begin to round the back, you may need to come out of the pose a little bit or readjust. We'll exhale to slowly lower the feet and hands. Moving the feet over to one side, let's come to our tabletop pose, finding wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we'll extend our left leg back parallel to the mat. Finding a slight inner rotation with the leg so the inner thigh moves up toward the sky. We'll slowly reach the right arm forward. If it's better for you this evening to keep your right hand on the mat, feel free to do so. Let's engage our abdominals. Press both hands or just the left hand if your right arm is extended firmly into the mat. So you're engaging your shoulder. If you tend to hyperextend through your elbows, find a slight micro bend in the elbow so you're not hanging on your ligaments here. As we exhale, we'll lower. Extending the right leg back, parallel to the mat. Let's find that inner rotation with the right leg, lifting the inner right thigh toward the sky. And when you're ready, left arm reaches forward. Again, that option to keep the left hand flat on the mat. Actively pressing the hands down. Let's engage the shoulders. Maybe finding a micro bend through the elbow. Nice deep breaths here. We'll exhale to lower. We're going to find an outward rotation with our hands. And if you can, bring the fingertips to face the knees. So just finding that rotation as far as it works for your wrists and hands. As we exhale, we're going to shift back just slightly. And then inhale forward slightly. Exhale to shift it back. Inhale forward. So these shifts may be just micro shifts. So don't feel like you need to move deeply, but we're exhaling to come back. Inhaling to shift forward. One more. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Let's rotate the hands to face forward again. And as we exhale, we're going to shift the hips over toward the right side and then bring them all the way back toward the heels. And inhale, hips left and center. So making a big circle with the hips. Exhaling right, back. Inhale left and to center again. One more to the right. And let's switch to the left. Exhaling hips left first. Coming all the way back toward the heels. Inhaling right and center again. Exhale left. Inhale right. Last one. Exhale. And inhale. We'll set the hips all the way back toward the heels. Your option to widen the knees. As we walk the fingertips forward, we'll let the forehead come to the mat, or you can slide a prop underneath the forehead. And take a few cleansing breaths all the way down the spine. And slowly lifting, let's tuck the toes and press the tailbone tall to downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the heels here or adjust your stance. And pressing both heels down toward the mat. We'll inhale to come forward to plank pose. And exhale to downward facing dog again. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. This time as we exhale, we're going to lower one elbow at a time to the mat. You're welcome to drop the knees before doing so. And palms can come together, interlacing fingers, or you can keep palms flat on the mat. So plank pose on our elbows. Again, knees can be lifted or lowered to the mat. Lowering the knees if they're lifted, we'll take hands where the elbows were, tuck the toes, and lift the tailbone to downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right heel back and up. As we exhale, we'll squeeze the knee toward the chest, shoulders come over the wrists. Inhale to lift the heel tall toward the sky. Exhale to squeeze the knee toward the chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze and hold for 3 big breaths. Your option to lower the right foot to the mat, or you can even bring the back knee to the mat if that feels more comfortable. On your next inhale, let's lift the right heel tall toward the sky. Exhale to lower the foot. Inhale forward to plank pose, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's inhale the left heel back and up. Exhale to squeeze the knee into the chest, shifting the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale to lift the left heel tall. Exhale to squeeze knee to chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze and hold for 3 big breaths. Remember those options to lower the left foot to the mat or bring the back knee down. On our next inhale, let's lift the left heel. Exhale to lower the foot. Inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right heel back and up. Exhale forward to lunge pose. Knees right over the ankle. Let's slowly reach arms forward, finding our lightning bolt. So we're keeping the chest low, but not resting on the front leg. So lifting up slightly. Arms can stay forward, reaching close to the ears, keeping arms nice and active. If that's not comfortable though tonight, you can take them out to a T or even reach them back by your sides. Another option is to drop the back knee to the mat. Let's keep abdominals engaged. Nice big breath. And we're really extending long through the spine. As we exhale, let's lower palms flat. Inhale, right foot back to plank, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's inhale, left heel back and up. Exhale, forward to lunge pose. Finding the knee right over the ankle, lowering the hips slightly. When you're ready, reach the arms forward. Remember, we're lifting the chest just so it's off of the front leg. So not very tall here, not crescent pose. Lightning bolt. So arms can be close to the ears, reach out to a T, or come back by the sides. And abdominals are engaged here. Spine lengthened. And breath deep and full. As we exhale, let's lower palms flat. Inhale, left foot back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. We'll inhale the right heel back and up. Exhale forward to lunge pose. Bringing the knee right over the ankle. Let's lower the hips slightly. And on our inhale, we're going to reach the arms out and up. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring arms forward, just like lightning bolt, but we're going to shift the weight all the way into the front foot. And you can keep the back toes on the mat, lift halfway, or all the way so the back leg is parallel to your mat for warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Again, arms options out to this T or out to your sides, or even back by your sides. And let's find that inner rotation on our left leg, just like when we were in bird dog with the knee on the mat. Find an inner rotation with your left leg so the inner left thigh is moving up toward the sky. And make sure belly button's pulled in, spine is nice and lengthened. We'll take one more breath here. Let's exhale to lower. So we're in a lunge pose now. We'll inhale right foot back to plank, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. We'll inhale the left heel back and up. Exhale forward to your lunge pose. Get knee right over the ankle, lowering hips. On your inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale to reach the arms forward, shifting all the weight into your front foot. Back toes can stay on the mat. Lift. You can lift the leg halfway or all the way so that the back leg is parallel to the mat. Then you can change up your arms, reaching them out to a T, maybe even bringing them back by your sides. And we'll find that inner rotation with the right leg this time. So the inner thigh is moving up toward the sky. Nice strong core here. As we exhale, let's step all the way back to a lunge pose. Inhale, left foot back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right heel back. Exhale forward to lunge pose. Get a knee right over the ankle here. And we'll lower the left heel to the mat and windmill the left arm up and over. Nice deep bend into the front knee. So we find warrior 2, a root chakra activating pose. Gazing over the right fingertips. Let's see if we can tuck the tailbone slightly. So we're taking the tailbone further down toward the earth and then lengthen up through the spine. Really connecting with the breath here. You may imagine the breath going from the top of the spine all the way down to the base of the spine and then back up. As we exhale, slowly windmill back down to a lunge pose. So we'll pivot on our back toes. Inhale, right foot back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. We'll inhale the left heel back and up. Exhale the foot forward to lunge. Right heel lowers to the mat. We'll inhale to windmill the right arm up and over. Exhale to bend into the front knee. Warrior 2 on the left side, gazing over our left fingertips and making sure shoulders are stacked over the hips here. Pulling back that right hip if you'd like. So hips are squared to the right side of the mat. And that option to tuck the tailbone here. And we're extending tall through the spine. And bring that breath from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the spine. As we exhale, slowly windmill back down, pivoting on our back toes to find lunge. Inhale, left foot back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. We'll bend both knees toward the mat. And let's press the hands down and forward, taking the stretch a little deeper into the low back here. Really try to pull the heart back toward the ankles. Feel free to bend the knees a little bit more, or you can straighten them, just adjusting for your low back. We'll gaze forward toward the hands. On an inhale, we'll jump or walk forward to Uttanasana, standing forward fold. We're going to hang out here for a little bit. Make sure feet are hip distance and parallel to each other. And we'll first grab elbows and slowly shift left and right. You're welcome to bend the knees here. Root chakra, yoga pose. And coming center, see what it feels like to lift up just slightly so the arms are coming away from the legs and then letting yourself come closer to the legs again. So you can kind of drape yourself over again. So lifting just slightly and then letting yourself fold. Do that just a couple more times. If it feels comfortable, if it's not comfortable for you, you don't have to do this. And then releasing hands to the mat. You can bring fingertips to touch the mat, or you can use props, taking the hands to the props. Let's shake the head yes and no. You may hang out in shaking your head no for a few times, and then switch to yes again. Whatever feels good to your neck this evening. And with knees bent, let's slowly round the back up. You may take a couple of breaths to come up. Then press the shoulders back and down. All right, let's bring arms to a T, shifting the weight over to our left foot. As we inhale, let's lift the right knee tall. As we exhale, we're going to shift the foot back, folding forward to warrior three. Then we'll inhale to lift, bringing the right knee as tall as you're comfortable with. Then exhale to shift the foot back, hinging forward, warrior three. Inhale to slowly lift. Exhale to press and hinge. Inhale to lift. Exhale, press and hinge. Inhale, lift. We'll exhale to release arms and leg. Let's take a few shoulder rolls here. Inhaling shoulders up toward the ears. Exhale to press back and down. Inhale to lift. Exhale back and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale back and down. Let's bring arms to a T again, shifting the weight over to the right foot. We'll inhale to lift the left knee. Exhale to press and hinge. Sorry I didn't offer this last time. You can come to a wall with your right hand if you'd like. Inhale to lift the left knee. Again, as tall as it feels comfortable to you. Then exhale to press the foot back, hinge forward. Inhale to slowly lift. Exhale, press and hinge. Inhale, exhale, press and hinge. Last one. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower arms and leg. 3 shoulder rolls. Inhaling to lift the shoulders. Exhaling to press back and down. Let's do 2 more. Nice full breaths. Bring arms out to a T. We're going to lift the fingertips up toward the sky. You're flexing your palms here. Let's find slight rotations forward, so little circles toward the front of the body. And then slowly rotate back. Again, small circles here, keeping the fingertips up toward the sky. And then we'll lower hands behind us. We're going to clasp the hands here or reach for a strap, wherever you can find straight arms. And keeping feet hip distance and parallel to each other, we'll bend the knees and fold forward. As we come forward, you're welcome to round the back, and we'll lift the hands tall above the head. Deep breaths here. For our last couple of breaths, try to pull the knuckles up toward the sky so you deepen that stretch into the chest and shoulders. And let's slowly release the hands down. You can move the strap over to one side. And we're going to heel toe the feet to to mat distance, the width of your mat, not the length of the mat. And then we'll lower the hips down for Malasana or garland pose, also known as yogi squat. Lots of different names for this pose. You're welcome to use a prop underneath you for more support, or you can even come to a wall. And once you find your placement, let's bring hands to the heart. We'll try lifting through the heart, pressing shoulders back and down, making another root chakra yoga pose. You're welcome to shift left and right. If it's easier for you to keep your balance by bringing the arms forward, you don't have to clasp or bring palms together. Hands can come forward. Sometimes that just helps with your equilibrium. Releasing hands down. Let's slowly lift the tailbone. If you're using a prop, you can try bringing it in front of you for this next pose. We're going to heel toe the feet wide to a wide ankle, or also known as wide straddle pose. We're going to bring the feet parallel to each other, so you may need to kick the heels out a little bit or bring the toes in slightly. Once you find a good placement for the feet, now for the hands can come onto a prop. If it's comfortable to bring the hands to the floor, you can move down there. Or you can even try grabbing elbows and letting the top half of the body just kind of hang here. If you're feeling a lot of pressure in the hamstrings or discomfort, you can try bending the knees and see if that takes off the pressure, or you can lift up slightly. Just adjusting for yourself, moving to where it feels comfortable, a nice deep stretch with no pain or discomfort. Bringing the hands onto the mat, bending the knees if you need to in order to find that connection with the mat. You're going to walk the hands over toward the right foot, pivoting to a lunge pose. If your feet are a little wide for a lunge, bring them in slightly. And if you're not settled on the mat, where your right foot is at the top of your mat, you can adjust. We'll wait for you. And once we find a lunge pose, we're going to lower the back knee to the mat, untuck the toes. And we'll begin to press the left hip down and forward, taking that stretch deep into the left hip flexors. You're welcome to walk the right foot forward. And another pose for root chakra. You're welcome to lift up, bringing hands to your front leg, or maybe you bring the hands all the way down to your block, if that's more comfortable for you. Another option is to bring the hands behind the back, so making it a chest opener. I'm gonna have to switch sources, so I'm gonna change the angle, guys. Sorry about that. So Anjali Asana on the left side. Take a couple more breaths here. When you're ready, slowly release hands down. You can move any props you might have been using. We'll tuck the back toes and pull the left foot forward to Uttanasana. We'll take a couple of breaths here. You can shake the head yes and no, or grab elbows and shift left and right. Releasing hands to the mat. Let's shift the right foot back to a lunge pose. Lowering the back knee to the mat, we're going to untuck the toes. Shifting the right hip down and forward this time. Your option to bring the left foot forward a little bit more. And then hands can stay on the mat, move up to the front knee, or come back behind you for a chest opener. Nice deep breaths. Making sure your spine stays extended, abdominals engaged. We'll slowly lower hands down. Tucking the back toes, let's lift the knee and pull the right foot forward to Uttanasana. Again, shaking the head yes and no, or grabbing elbows and shifting left and right. And releasing hands down to the mat. Let's step the left foot back to a lunge pose, right foot back to plank. As we exhale, we're going to lower all the way to the mat. As we inhale, we're going to lift to locust. So arms come by our sides. We lift the chest, arms, and legs. As we exhale, we'll lower again. And inhale to lift up to locust or Shalabhasana. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Let's take the gaze over toward the left side. Take a few breaths here, relaxing the body from the top of the head all the way down to the tailbone and into the legs. And bringing the gaze forward, we're going to come to Sphinx pose. So bring hands forward with elbows stacked underneath the shoulders. Palms will come flat on our mat. So as we come flat, we're going to lift the heart, press shoulders back and down, and then pull the belly button toward the spine. We're gazing just slightly in front of our hands, maybe about a foot in front of the hands here. If you'd like to lift the elbows off the mat, press the hands into the mat and lift. If that becomes too intense for the low back or you feel discomfort in the lower vertebrae, Bring the elbows back to the mat. If elbows are lifted, go ahead and lower them. And we're going to make a slow transition here. So start lifting the hips up. Bring one hand where the elbow was and then the other. Tuck the toes and lift the tailbone to downward facing dog. As we inhale, we're going to lift the heels so that we come to our toes. And then exhale to lower heels back toward the mat. Inhale to lift the heels. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Bringing knees to the mat. We're going to untuck the toes, sitting back onto the heels. We're going to set up for dolphin pose, preparing for headstands, but we are not doing headstands today. So we're going to take the hands and wrap them around our elbows so that we're all the way around the outside of our elbows here. And this will line us up so that our elbows are stacked right underneath the shoulders. And then once we lower the elbows down in front of the knees, we're going to take the hands forward and make a triangle with our elbows and hands. So we're making a little bit of a cup with the hands. And then we'll lower the top of the head onto the mat, and the back of the head will be cupped in the hands. And we'll begin by pressing elbows down so that we're engaging shoulders. And maybe you stay here tonight. Maybe this is good enough for you. If you'd like to lift the knees, let's tuck the toes and begin pressing the toes down and elbows down so that the knees lift. So you can lift just halfway here, or you can try lifting all the way so that the legs are straight. I'm just going to take 2 more breaths here, wherever you came to. Lowering knees to the mat, untucking the toes. Let's send the hips back toward the heels. Arms can reach forward for Bhaktasana or extended child's pose, or you can bring the arms back by your legs for Balasana or full child's pose. Bringing the breath into the back. See how much you can expand the back with your breath. On our next inhale, we'll slowly lift the chest, sitting on the heels. And then exhale to press shoulders back and down. Let's take hands behind us, clasping or using a strap here, where we can find our straight arms. And then we're going to lower the forehead to the mat. And if it doesn't touch the mat, slide a prop underneath the forehead so that you make contact here. And then you can keep the hips down, lifting the arms. If you'd like to lift the tailbone, we're rocking to the top of the head for rabbit pose or Shirshasana. If rocking to the top of the head is not comfortable for the upper vertebrae, your neck, go ahead and lower the hips again. Do the pose with just the arms lifted. We'll lower arms and hips if they're lifted. Let's hang out here for a couple of breaths in Balasana. Arms are by the legs, completely relaxed. If you're using a prop, you can keep it there, or forehead can come all the way to the mat. You can remove it. And as we inhale, let's slowly lift the heart. And sitting on the heels, and then exhale to press shoulders back and down. Let's sit onto one side of the heels, swing the legs forward, and come to the center of your mat. So you have plenty of room behind you. We'll slowly round the back down. You can use the knees to help you. Arms can come by your sides to use more of the core, or you can drop elbows to assist. And once the back is flat, we're going to pull the heels close to the glutes so that they're stacked underneath our knees. Moving into bridge pose and bounded bridge pose if you're comfortable moving there tonight. Again, this is a root chakra yoga pose. Let's press the heels into the mat, slowly lifting the hips. Now, as we lift the hips, most of the weight comes onto the upper vertebrae, so we don't want to move the head from side to side or twist the neck here. If you need to look at my pose and you're not able to see the screen without turning your head, lower the hips first. So we're going to make a few adjustments or options here. The first option is going to be to clasp the hands underneath you. And maybe that's a good stopping point for you. Another option is to, with the hands clasped, roll one shoulder at a time underneath the back so that you're opening up the chest and shoulders a bit more, and maybe you can even straighten the arms underneath the back. The last option, and you may need to come down to do this, is to grab the ankles. So in a bounded bridge pose. You don't have to grab the entire ankle, you can just kind of hold on to the back of the heel. But if you're able to reach toward the front of the ankle without straining yourself, you can try that. Again, you don't want to push beyond your limits here in our yoga poses. We can strain ourselves or injure ourselves. So just go to where it works for you here in our bridge pose. Setu Bandha Konasana. And to release, we'll relax the hands or arms. If you rolled the shoulder blades underneath you, take them out from underneath the back and round the back down. Nice and slowly. Once the back is flat, let's squeeze both knees into the chest, and we'll shift left and right. Slowly lowering feet to the mat. We're going to find a strap here. I haven't done this pose in a long time, so bear with me if you are not remembering this pose. We're going to wrap the strap around the arch of our right foot, lengthen the leg up toward the sky. We're going to grab both sides of the strap with our right hand first. And then we'll lift our left foot, and we're going to try to grab the toe first. See how that feels. If you can't quite grab the toe, grab your ankle. If you can grab your toe pretty easily, try wrapping the hand around the foot. And then once you find your position with your hands on the strap and the left leg, we're going to press the tailbone flat on the mat again. Sometimes it lifts when we're adjusting here. And then we'll slowly lower the right leg to the outside of the body, just as far as it feels like a good, nice stretch. Again, no pain or strain. If you'd like, you can slide a prop underneath your right leg here. If for any reason this becomes uncomfortable, you can release that left foot onto the mat. Even come all the way out of the pose. And slowly lifting the right leg center again. We'll release the left foot, straighten your left leg onto the mat, and then we're going to switch hands and grab the strap with our left hand, but keep it wrapped around the arch of your right foot. We're going to slowly take the leg across the body. You may just stop a few inches across the body. That may feel really good to your IT band. Or you can try lowering it further, maybe placing a prop underneath the leg for support. Another option is to release the strap altogether and bend the knee, finding a twist with a bent knee. So another option. Let's take the right arm out to a T, palm facing up when you found your stretch. And we'll begin to gaze over toward the right side. And focusing on pulling the breath all the way down the spine. Twisting out any tension in the low back that may be lingering there. And slowly lifting the leg center. We'll switch sides. So release your strap if you're still using it. Lower the foot to the mat. Wrap the strap around the arch of the left foot. Send the heel tall toward the sky. Take both sides of the strap into the left hand. And then lift the right foot up. Again, grabbing the big toe, the ankle, or the outside of the foot. Whatever works for you. Remember, we're pressing the tailbone flat on the mat. If it lifted up, let's press it down. You may need to even loosen up the grip on the strap or your right foot in order to get the tailbone flatter, the spine all the way on the mat. When you're ready, start lowering the left leg to the outside of the body, stopping where you feel a good stretch, maybe using a prop underneath the leg for support. You can even adjust your grip on your strap here. Take a few breaths. We'll slowly lift the left leg center. Releasing the right leg and straightening up flat on the mat. We're going to switch hands and grab the strap with the right hand. Let's slowly start taking the leg across the body. Again, you can stay here just a few inches across the body. That feels good to the outer left leg or your IT band here. If you'd like to go a little further, maybe you place a prop underneath the leg for support, or you can even release the strap and bend the knee for your twist. Left arm will come out to a T, palm facing up, and we'll start gazing over toward the left side, breathing down to the bottom of the spine. And slowly lifting the leg center, releasing the strap if you're still using it. Let's lower the foot onto the mat. And we'll bend the right knee again, bringing the foot flat, and let the knees fall apart, allowing the soles of the feet to touch. And you can adjust here, pulling the feet closer to you or pressing them further away. If you'd like, you can even place props underneath the knees so that the legs are supported here. You're welcome to stay here for Shavasana tonight. Also going to offer a supported bound angle. So if you'd like to use a prop underneath the hips to deepen that opening of the hips, you can bring the knees up so soles of the feet are flat, lift the hips and slide a prop underneath your tailbone area. And then once you lower down, you can bring the knees apart again
And let the soles of the feet touch. If that's not comfortable, you can remove the prop. If you'd like to straighten your legs for Shavasana, even with the prop underneath you, let the feet fall apart. And if you're using an eye pillow this evening, go ahead and place it on the eyes. Scanning the body a moment here. Noticing anything that might be holding tight. And gently let go of any muscles that are holding on. Allowing the body to completely relax. And open up to receive all the benefits of the yoga poses that we worked on this evening. Shavasana is one of the most important poses of our practice. Really enjoy this time. Letting go of any thoughts that may float in. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Slowly begin to find movement in the fingertips and toes. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms above the head, pointing through the toes. Exhale to relax the body. Inhale to reach fingertips to toes. Exhale to relax. Bringing the feet flat on our mat. Let's roll to one side, letting the eye pillow fall off of the face if we're using it. Take a breath or two before pressing ourselves up. And when you're ready, find a cross-legged position. For our silent meditation, you're welcome to use a prop underneath you or even come to a wall so that your back is supported. As we lengthen up, let's let the palms face up on the legs or the lap. Roll the shoulders back and down. Another option is to take one hand on top of the other and let the thumbs touch. That's a mudra that you could try. See how that feels for you. And in silent meditation, eyes can be all the way closed, or you can let the eyelids just stay halfway open, gazing about a foot or a foot and a half in front of the legs. Making sure to soften the facial muscles, maybe even part the teeth, and let the air flow naturally in and out of the body. Enjoying the silence within and the peace within. Let's begin to deepen the breath again. Bringing the focus to the body and mind. Let's notice any differences from the beginning of our practice. You set an intention for your class today, you can bring it back to mind. Take a breath or two into that intention. If you'd like to set an intention for the rest of your week, you're welcome to do so. Thank and honor yourself for making time out of your evening to practice yoga, to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. And fluttering the eyes open. Let's inhale to sweep the arms out and up, palms touch the top.